Okay, you guys, I believe we're live. This is October the 6th. This is Cleta the Cheetah. And this is everything you wanted to know, but were afraid to ask. Night. Okay, so we're going to do everything you need to know about October, just a few little things, and then we're going to dive in a little bit to what is coming up at the end of the year. And this is not going to affect your October. So what I want to say is do not freak out. And if any of y'all when we're done go, I'm overwhelmed, and then go put your head under a pillow, I'm going to be so mad, okay, at myself for even doing this call. So just listen. And here's what I know: when there's changes in the company or anything, you've got to hear it a few times. I read through everything today again, and I've heard about the new stuff on the top director trip. I already read all the stuff. I listened to the videos and I have read all the materials. I know everybody don't do that, so that's why y'all got me. But what I'm saying is every time I read through it, I learn something new. Okay. And there's people that have a lot of questions and you're going to have questions and we're all going to have questions. But I just want to lay it out for you. There are a few things that you want to do in October to prepare for it. And we're going to go over all of that. Okay. So we will take questions at the end. So just kind of maybe get a piece of paper out, or you don't even have to. This is being recorded, so you can go back and listen to it if you want to. Okay. So let me share my little screen with you. Whoops. Hang on. Let me pull it up, and then I'll be able to share my little screen. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So everything you need to know, plus all the info on the new Mary Kay e-commerce that's coming later this year. So let's get it started. Whoops. So first of all, just some things for the month of October. You've probably already seen this, but we are honoring people this year. You know, they didn't do it last year, but that are all-star consultants with a gift. You do have to come to seminar to get it, and you have to be a star every quarter. So if you were a star last quarter, you can put it in the chat. I was a star. I'm on target. You are going to be able to get one of these gifts, and you can see the sunglasses. It's this company called Dune London. First time I ever heard of them. Okay. You get the sunglasses if you're a sapphire star every quarter, or and it does the points. I mean the amount. You're a ruby if you get the wallet. If you are a diamond, you get the crossbody bag. If you're emerald, you get the pearl handle bag. And if you're a pearl star, you get the shoulder bag. And they're really pretty. Okay, so they passed them around just so you can see. These are not to size, but this is the little wallet. But you see the little bee on it? I'm sure that's why Mary Kay picked it. This is not a little baby purse. It's a decent sized purse. It just happens to be next to that one. But do you see the detail? They were so pretty, y'all. You're going to want to do it. So if you were a star, congratulations. Um, if you signed up after that star quarter ended, you can still do it if you have enough points. So you just have to be more than a sapphire. All right. Um, Also, we were announced that Career Conference they got some dates on here and they're already finalizing some more dates. But March the 13th and 14th, Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, March the 20th and 21st, Anaheim, California, St. Charles, Missouri, March 27th and 28th, Allen, Texas, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Orlando, which is where I will be going. And then they said they're in the process of finalizing two more. So that is going to be awesome. The other little thing on here that says Instagram giveaway, it ended yesterday. So sorry about that. We missed it. But I was going to talk about it and then I saw it was closed, that it was October the 2nd through the 5th, and they gave away a clinical solution. So you kind of got to watch stuff like that with Mary Kay. If you follow them on Instagram, then you'll see that. And it's for consultants too. They did have a little update on the jacket. I'll just tell you that in case you're a director or you're a DIQ. We're going to keep this jacket. It actually won a bunch of awards. So we're going to keep it another year. So we're going to have this for seminar 2026, and the new they'll show us the new jackets at Leadership 2027. Okay, and then we will debut them at Seminar 2027. So the great thing is, you know, Mary Kay, we love pink, right? And so all the new directors, you've been looking at this pink jacket. So it's kind of weird when you think, all right, that's the jacket I want. So you're gonna have another chance to get this beautiful pink jacket. If you're a director and you've worn yours out and you're like, mine stinks, it's ugly, and I got makeup on it and it won't come out, they're going to give it to you for 20% off the whole month of October. So buy you another one if you want to. Or if you got this one, you can buy that one, or vice versa. Okay. So that's a little announcement. The next is the Power Up and Grow Selling Challenge. This little board is 10 inches by 10 inches. So it's about, like a piece of paper. This is 11. So it's about like, it's about this big, but then longer. So it's a decent size. It's got the little things in there that you could put your goals on or whatever you want to do. Plus you get the 400 star credits. That's anyone that did a 600 last month September, and you do it in October. Okay. Then they have a Power Up and Grow sales challenge. Anybody who debuts as a new director by January the 1st, you get this beautiful Brian Anthony B necklace on stage at Leadership in Nashville, Tennessee. The challenge number 2 is the Power Up and Grow Senior Sales Director Challenge. That's any director that has 2 offerings gets to go to a hat bar experience at Leadership Conference. Okay, and then stage 3 is here, and it says any independent beauty consultant and sales director in qualification can achieve the 3rd stage and when you debut during the challenge time frame, which is if you debut October 1st through January 1st. And it says the top 20 in the region are the ones that are going to get the recognition. Okay. And then the final one is going to be a July through, well, it's right now. It's the final stage to do the stage 2, and that is to get in DIQ. Okay. So get in DIQ, become a director. Let's get it going. All right. The Mary Kay MK 5K actually happened this last weekend. They had a great event. However, it says you can still register. No, that says the 3rd. How about that said the 3rd, and I looked at that exclamation point and thought it said that was a 1. I thought that don't make sense to me, but I'm gonna put it. Never mind on that. But you can still give to the Mary Kay Foundation. We all know that. You can have a holiday fundraiser. You can register as a fundraiser. You can become a foundation ambassador. And so there's lots of stuff online that you can look for the Mary Kay Foundation. Okay. And then this does end October the 31st. We talked about this last month, and it's when you do a video that says younger me would be proud. So there's all information on that, and they're doing Mary Kay products and MK Connection products for the winners that do that. So, I mean, give it a try. You don't know. You could be one that Mary Kay highlights. So, save the date. If you're in the Mary Kay national area, that means you do not have a national, then they are having a fall advance online. It's a 2-hour class. It's November the 12th, and it starts at 7 Central Time. So that would be 8 Eastern Time. And so it's from 7 to 9 Central Time, and you will be able to access it through In Touch. Okay. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and you can see all the speakers, and so you don't want to miss it. So save the date. We'll remind you again in November. Leadership Conference is January 17th through 20th. We already knew that. It's in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Music City Center. Y'all, we love going to Nashville. We've had it there several times. I love going to Nashville. It's so much fun because where we stay, you can just walk up and down the streets and you see all these places, and there's country music stars. I mean, it's so awesome. But the reason why we're saying it again is because they let us know that DIQs could go. So any of you that are on the phone, on the call, watching watching the replay, if you got 8 active team members between now and December the 31st and went into DIQ, you could go. Now, someone asked me, say, when should I set a goal to do it? I would do it in October because then you could submit for DIQ November the 1st and have 2 whole months to possibly finish DIQ. Do it in 2 months and go to Nashville as a director instead of a DIQ. But even if not, it would be your 3rd month as a DIQ. Don't you know that would spur you on to finish? So that's exciting news. They don't always let the DIQs go. They didn't last year. So we're excited to have a bunch of DIQs with us. Okay. Okay. So now I took 10 minutes to tell you about that. So now the rest of it is going to be on the new stuff. This is the updated Mary Kay e-commerce experience, which they talked about. Yes.
You want to maximize that screen if you want everybody to see it.
What can you not see?
Well, it's just little. There you go.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. So hopefully everybody can see that better now. You don't have to worry about reading that because anyway, it's coming later this year. So I just do want to read this right here. It says, in today's fast-changing, highly competitive world, standing still is the same thing as moving backward. If you don't go forward, others will zoom right past you. Okay. So we're going to just go through it. It's a lot of information, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do this month. Okay. And then you can study it. It's all on In Touch. Okay. So we call it the new e-commerce experience. Don't y'all like that? Don't we like to have experiences? Okay. So here we go. First of all, just a little overview, okay? There's going to be an updated marykay.com site. The personal website is now going to be called My Shop. My Shop. Okay, y'all didn't know you own your own business. Now you have your own shop. The personal website manager that you go in there and you can set up your picture and you can put all the stuff is now going to be called Shop Manager. Okay. There's going to be updates to My Customers on InTouch. You have your My Customers. There's going to be an update to that. We're going to transition from ProPay to something called Stripe to take our credit cards. We're going to talk about that. And then the consultant locator, where someone goes to marykay.com to try to find a consultant and puts in their zip code, is now going to be called Consultant Connector. And we're going to talk about that. Okay. So that's like a little overview of some of the things we're fixing to talk about. Okay. So first of all, it says selling to your customers through your personal inventory or online through My Shop. All right. And I'm going to read part of this to you. This is straight from Mary Kay. It says when the e-commerce platform goes live, you can continue to take orders at your in-person parties, your virtual parties, or your appointments with customers like you do today. You can continue to accept direct orders by text or email and provide your own delivery through your own inventory. In other words, you don't have to use the My Shop to send products to people. Just like if someone texts you today, someone texts me today and she said, Cleta, I need concealer, I need 2 foundations. And so I went to my little inventory, I got them out, and actually I got this to put in the mail tomorrow. So I'm doing it right out of my inventory. Okay. Um, so you can still do that. All right. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. The great part of Mary Kay business is that your personal style will still lead the way. The addition of My Shop, and it's a little different than the Mary Kay website, will be a modern extension of your selling power designed to support how you already work, not replace how you're already working. You can continue to sell from your inventory. I want to make that clear. We're not going to not have products on hand to give to our people when we go have a party. So I will never not do that. Okay. So it's just an online option that's going to be best for you in your business when you want to use it. Okay. So My Shop, Shop Manager. So it's a new personalized website. My Shops will make it fast, effortless for your customers to shop with you online, have the products shipped directly to the customer from Mary Kay. With this Shop Manager, this is kind of cool. Right now, like your Mary Kay website, you can put your picture on there. But with the new shop manager, you're going to be able to write your iStory. That's something you might want to go ahead and kind of write down so you can put it on there as soon as it's available. And you can share 6 of your favorite pictures. So it could be a picture from you from seminar, fall retreat, or holding up some product, or doing a skincare class, whatever you want. So when someone clicks on your shop, it's going to look like your shop, not just some generic. Isn't that exciting? Plus, you can display pre-selected promotional offers or free shipping. So you can decide in advance what you want to do for that. Okay, so that's a little bit with that. Oh, let me say this. I might be going to say it in a minute. Oh, I'll just going to tell you because you might be saying, is our website changing? Your website you have right now will take you to your My Shop. Okay, there will be a My Shop link. I believe that's going to be different, but the one that you have right now is going to still take you to your new My Shop. All right. The Connect Hub. This is where you're gonna find all this information that I'm giving you tonight. Well, some of it. But this is your go-to resource for all things e-commerce. Be sure to go over there. There's assets, guides, videos, everything, and you can check back weekly as they do it. It's under Mary Kay In Touch, Resources, and Connect Hub, in case you didn't know. All right. Okay, so let's talk about some of the different things. First of all, payment processing. Right now, we use ProPay. We've been using ProPay for years and years and years. We're going to switch, and it's going to be a company called Stripe. You may not have heard of Stripe, but it's a global financial infrastructure platform. Will process your customers' online payments on My Shop, and the profits you earn will be deposited directly into your personal bank account. Okay. Unlike ProPay, they Stripe doesn't hold the money and then have to wait and let it process, and then a few days later you can deposit to your checking account. So if someone goes orders on My Shop $100, $200 or whatever, and you're an active beauty consultant, let's say it's $200 and you're an active beauty consultant. As soon as they order, Mary Kay's going to ship it to them, and $100 is going to be thrown in your bank account right then. What's exciting about that is that you got a bill to pay. I mean, you can get some money quick, right? You can get some money quick by getting some orders and the money goes straight in your checking account. Okay. It says, we know you'll be excited to hear Stripe will also allow you to set more payment options from the customers like Apple Pay and Google Pay. Why do people like that? Because they don't have to memorize their credit card and pull it out of their wallet because it's already saved in the Apple Pay and Google Pay and they just click it. So nice. Mary Kay, y'all know, is doing that on InTouch. I don't know if you've noticed that, but when you go to place a inventory order from InTouch, instead of credit card, you can hit Google Pay. And if you have that set up, then your credit card's in there. So nice that you don't have to pull that out. As the launch date approaches, which is going to be later this year, continue to use your ProPay because your Stripe account won't become active until the launch later this year. However, current website subscribers can set up their Stripe account within Shop Manager in November. So next month you'll be able to do that. So don't worry about that. I'm just telling you that's next month. And it says, finally, in order to set up a Stripe account, you will need to this is very important. So write this down. If you're newer, if you're not new, you don't have to worry about this. But if you're newer, now when people sign up, they don't have to put their social security number in there. They go to InTouch and put it in there. So if you were newer in the last, year and you never went in there and put your social in there, you've got to do that. So you'll go in there and to your Mary Kay InTouch profile. That's your little face. I think it's on the right, and you click on it, and you're going to put in your social security number and your individual tax identification number before you can begin the process of setting up your Stripe account. Okay. So Stripe, just a little bit more, it's more streamlined. They take more payments. There's no holds or freezes on accounts. There's no need to contact Stripe for resolution. And it's a pass-through account, not a holding account. One other thing I want to say, someone asked me, and I'm going to stop the share for a second. They said, what about fraud? Like if someone right now goes to your website that's, just some random person and orders some product and then it's shipped to Mary Kay ships it to them. And then like next week, somebody says, somebody stole my credit card. It was a fraud. Right now, you are responsible for that. That's why some people put limits on like easy ship orders and guest checkout. Well, with the new Stripe, Mary Kay Corporation is responsible. So if some kind of fraud happens, Mary Kay covers that. You don't have to worry about it. I thought that was pretty great. So, in case you were wondering about that. Okay, let's go back. Okay, consultant connector. So this is where people are looking for somebody to buy Mary Kay from. Normally they go to marykay.com and it says, look at, do you have a consultant? No, and it lets you do it. Okay, so this is going to be upgraded so customers can easily search for you by your location, your name, or your phone number. So that's really nice, isn't it? So if they have your name or your phone number, they can find you on there. And it says to help make Consultant Connector work harder for you, there's some new search radiuses that's going to expand. And it's like, let's say you put in, and I love this because let's say you put in your zip code of where you live. But like in my town, there's like a bunch of zip codes here. There's probably like 8 or 9, I don't even know how many. So now it's 10 to 50 miles from your home zip code. Then you can put in additional zip codes. So you can put in 2 zip codes and so the second zip code, you want to make it at least 50 miles, from where the first one is. I would, I mean, so you're really going to get more hits on your website by this way. So 2 zip codes, one has to be your home address zip code, and then you can put another one in there. And then the search will go 10 to 50 miles from your zip code to find you. All right. That's really awesome. Okay. Um, both zip codes, have to be valid in United States and Puerto Rico. Okay. So, I want to say this too at the bottom. You probably can't read this if you're looking on your phone, but it says, for any reason you choose, you say, I don't want a My Shop. Like just, like right now, we have personal websites. Not everybody has one. I don't know why, but you're like, I don't want to. It says you can still create a contact card that still allows you to be searched within the consultant connector. And the contact card features your image and your name. And then you'll have your phone number. They can connect with you that way, your phone number or your email, and just call you. So I thought that was nice. Okay. Okay. There's a new tiered discount structure. Starting with this e-commerce launch, there's going to be a new tiered discount structure will include a 50% discount like we've always had for active consultants, In addition, it's going to be a new 30% discount for beauty consultants who are not active or even terminated, like a T status, not terminated all the way out, but not active. Okay. Um, this is going to help them take advantage of this My Shop immediately when they're new if they cannot get inventory. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. So, of course, how much money do we want to make, y'all? 50%. Why would we want to make 30%, right? But this could help some people that maybe could not get the 225 up, right? And so now maybe they could still get some website orders and still make a little bit. And I want to tell y'all, there's a lot of companies, they don't even make 30%. Like that would be high for them. So this really could help some people. So we're going to talk about that. So how does it work? Non-active new I or T status consultants can get 30% wholesale discount on the products that they until they reach active status. My shop orders, and when I say my shop, just think personal website in your mind. Orders up to $449,000 retail will get 30% a profit on that. Okay. If you go to place an order on your inventory on InTouch, like you just go to InTouch like we do now, we're placing an order. Orders from $100 to $449.99 will get 30% discount. Once you get to 450, of course, you get a 50% discount. The good thing about this is let's say you got a couple of orders on there and then the third order you got made your retail for the month 450. Well, then that whole order is 50% off. And then you're active for 2 months and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so you'll kind of see this. So one thing that is kind of for like especially for sales directors, you know how we've always said a 225 makes you active. So now they're looking at 450 retail makes you active. 450 retail that's been ordered makes you an active beauty consultant. So they're not going to look exactly at the wholesale because it could be a 30%. So we're going to walk you through that, but this is who I think this will help. If I've had people in my own unit that placed a full retail order with no discount. Like they didn't have they weren't active and they just went to InTouch and they placed an order and they got no discount at all and they had to pay shipping. Okay. People like that, this may really help them. Can y'all see that? The other thing it might really help is if you have someone that just cannot get inventory, she's struggling and but she wants to make some money, this might could help her where she could have some little orders go in right when she got started if she couldn't do inventory at all, can't get active, can't, because we're gonna when we do new consultant orientation, we're still gonna talk to them about inventory. We're still going to talk to him about the great start that's still going to be there, all those free bundles. I mean, who wouldn't want to get that, right? But there might be someone, and I was talking to some of my unit members today, and I thought, what about some people that joined, you know, 6 months ago that never ordered at all, right? How many of y'all have ever had somebody that joined and never ordered at all? She never even got started. She got frustrated for whatever reason. Maybe you can go back with her when this all kicks out and say, hey, they got something new. That may encourage her. Because guess what? When someone gets $50 thrown into their checking account, they might be excited, right? Or if $25. Look, do y'all like people to put money in your account? Yes, we do. So that I think is going to help a lot of people. When I joined Mary Kay, we had it was a tiered discount, and it was a 180 got you 40% off, a 180 wholesale, and then you had to do $400 wholesale to get 50% off every month. So like no orders under 400 wholesale, 800 retail, did you get 50% off? And you know how now you're active for 3 months? No, that wasn't it. Any order that went in was 400 to get 50% off. You had to do a $400 order. And then a 180 was a 40% off. Okay. And so anyway, they have changed this, that was 40 years ago. Okay. So we'll get used to it. And I think it could be a benefit. Is this something where all of you that are now getting 50% want to drop back and punt and get 30% off? No, that'd be stupid. So don't do that. Okay. But this is going to help some people. I just know it is. And I'm going to tell you that what I heard today, there's a lot of people that, well, evidently the company said that there's a lot of people that have ordered on the Mary Kay website and then they never got the product from the beauty consultant. And so that's a reputation issue. We want to make sure when someone orders on the website, they get it. So on the new websites, it will go immediately to the customer. You don't have to go check your email and see what you're going to do about it. If they order on the website, put their credit card in, it's going to ship straight to them and send you the profit immediately. Okay. So there will be a few people that maybe live your next door neighbor, some of your local friends that just like to order on the website. So now you may want to say, hey, listen, they got a little new thing. So if you order on the website, it's going to be shipped. So screenshot it and send it to me, or just text or call me. And you know, I have the product on hand and I'll bring it over to you like I always have. Okay. And if you're like me, I don't have a ton. I mean, there's probably like 10 people, and I have a lot of customers that I need to call and say, hey, listen, now, I noticed that you like to send me your orders on the website. So instead of, now we can go my inventory or customer delivery service. So now I'm just going to say, hey, just screenshot it, or, go on there, shop around, because we like them to shop on it, right? Because they order more. But, text it to me after you figure out what you want, because then I'm going to just bring it over there to you and save you some shipping. Okay. All right. Y'all can put some questions in there and I will answer them at the end too. Okay, here we go. Whoops, I didn't do the right one. I don't think. Just a minute. Okay. So just to kind of recap that, starting from day one, you can launch your business with My Shop. You can start with 30% profit as a non-active independent beauty consultant and grow it to 50% as you sell, and get at least 450 retail. Or you can start with 50% profit and you're active at the beginning and you get 50%. Okay. The goal is to get 50%, right? Because we want people to make as much as they can. Okay. Let me just say this. It says starting earnings from day one. When you sign somebody up, you're going to want to talk to them about the inventory options before they get this My Shop going and get their grandma to place a lipstick order. Because with the Great Start, you get the biggest bundle on the first order. So make sure you talk to them about inventory before they put their website out or their My Shop out link out to everybody. Okay. Okay. So we've already talked about this discount level, 30%, um, includes wholesale ordering. So let me just go back to this a minute and say, if they order on inventory on InTouch, just to remind you, $100 retail minimum to get 30%. So if they go on there and they're inactive, terminated, and they place an order for just like 2 lipsticks and it's $50, they're going to get no discount at all. All right. So just remember, it's 100 minimum retail, but on the website, there is no minimum. If they order off the website, there's no minimum. You get 30%. Okay. Okay, my customers. Y'all know right now when you go on InTouch, you go into My Business and it says My Customers, and that's where all the stuff is. And we have a My Customers Plus app as well, right? So what they're going to do is effective on the launch day, the My Customers platform that's on InTouch is going to become mobile friendly. So there won't be two different things. So they'll eventually phase out the My Customers Plus, and all the information will just be on your normal My Customers, which is on InTouch. Okay. Um, there are a couple things that you got to do to get ready for this. It says all of the dates on your My Customers right now, like that people put in their anniversary date, their work date, their profile date, things like that. Those are not going to be transferred over to the new system, but the birthdays will. That will be the only date. So if that's something important to you, you're like, oh my goodness, every time I honor them on their wedding anniversary. Well, then there's a note section on on your My Customers. On every single customer, there's a note section. So you have time this month to go and type that date in there so that you'll have it if that's something that you want to keep on those dates. The other thing is the phone number. They're only going to keep the cell phone. So if there's a work phone and there's a home phone and you need to know those, and that's something that you always look at, then you have time this month to go to your customers and jot those numbers down in the note section. Because everything that's in the note section, I use in the note section, I put like met her at, whatever, like where I met her. Okay. Or so and so's sister, or works at so and so. Okay. So those are a couple of things that will not be transferred over. So just the birthday and just the cell phone number. Okay. Also, the on the orders under my customers, like you can pull up an order history. All customer orders from December 2023 through the go live date, which will probably be December 2025, so 2 years, will be there. But earlier than December 2023, those orders will not be there. So if you feel like you need that for your business and you want to know that, you have time this month to go look at that order history. And if you want to print that out and save that somewhere, you can. Okay. Okay. So this is just a little chart that shows this is the customer data that will be migrated. Name, if you have their picture, their birthday, address, email, phone number, any kind of flags, reminders, all registered customers, customers created in My Customers, archived records, the customer preferences and profile info, like if they put their interests and how many times they want to you want to contact them, if they're a preferred contact method, questionnaires, all that's going to be in there. And then the customer orders dated back to December 23, customer tags and order tags, which I'm glad about that. Any information that you put in the notes and product catalog data required to support the historical customer views. What won't be was all the stuff I just said: home number, work number, graduation, all that stuff. If you want any of that, marital status, that's not going to be on there either. Gender, if you want any of that, you want to put it in the notes section. Okay. And then the other thing is anybody, it says if you want any of this above data put in there by the end of the month, previously deleted customer data, including customer data, is still in your trash can. It says, including previously deleted customer data, including customer data still in your trash can. So what I'm saying is, how sometimes you delete something and they still have it in the trash can on there? I mean, you've already put it in the trash, but if you happen to want to look through your trash, get it out. That's going to be gone when they switch over. Okay. The customer password, the customers are going to need to do a new password when it goes live. So they will have to do that. Um, there was one other thing on this that I wanted to tell you. I'll remember in a minute. Okay. So this is the checklist Mary Kay came out with on a big piece of paper, but I just want to show it to y'all to review the what you need to know document, which is kind of what I just went over. The shop manager and Stripe pre-work. So just remember that in your Mary Kay InTouch account, update your profile to add a preferred banking institution for your direct deposit. This is if you were being paid commissions and you got your commissions through ProPay, because some of you got like when you get if you have a recruit and they pay your commissions, then they're not going to be paying out in ProPay anymore. So you will want to put a direct deposit on InTouch. It's under your profile, or they'll send you a Mary Kay prepaid Visa card, and that's how they'll give you your commissions. Okay, that's starting in November. So you know who you are if you're getting money in ProPay through Mary Kay, like your commission check from your recruits. But the best thing to do is just go put your direct deposit in there. But otherwise, they'll send you a prepaid Visa card, and that's where it's going to be. Also, just remember to go ahead and update your Mary Kay InTouch to put your Social Security number in there. All right. Continue to use your ProPay account till the Stripe account becomes active at the launch. So you're going to still do ProPay till they tell us otherwise. Start working on your iStory. You can write it up ahead of time. Go ahead and maybe pick out some pictures. Stay tuned for setting up your My Shop account using Shop Manager. Later this month, there's going to be a tutorial where you can maybe even start doing it. Okay. We've already done that. And we've already not talked about that. And I've already talked about that. So just remember about, I didn't, this was the one I was trying to remember. So right now, some of you, and I was talking to some of my consultants about this, some of you have like maybe somebody ordered off the website and you never went and said delivered or processed. It just shows pending, but you did deliver it and it is processed. But if it's not, like when it goes to the new system, all that's going to not be there. So anything that's like you didn't you didn't mark that it was delivered, or if it's a new order that you haven't done anything with, they're not going to migrate to the new system. So you might want to just look under my orders, like pull up my customers, my orders. And if you're not worried about them, you're like, I've taken care of all those, just don't worry about it. They're just going to delete them. But if you say, I didn't even see that order, I didn't even know that girl bought that, You want to take care of that before this switches over. Okay. Um, okay. Just a little before and after. It was called personal website. Now it's called My Shop. Um, Instead of personal website manager, it's called shop manager. Shipping to customers via personal website, that's what it was before, where the beauty consultant chooses the shipping manager. Now there's no choice. If they shop online, it's going to be shipped straight from Mary Kay to your customer. And then you have the money will go in your bank account. Instead of ProPay, it's going to be Stripe. Um, Instead of ProPay funds, Stripe processes sends it straight to your bank account. And they did say if you don't have a bank account, because there might be saying, so I don't use the bank, there is an option of using a Mary Kay prepay Visa credit card. So you will see that. Okay. Um, Before you didn't have a social security number, now you do. So you have to have that social security number in. Before they did ship, Mary Kay could ship to Puerto Rico, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. They could all set up a website. Right now, for my shop, it's just the USA, United States, and Puerto Rico. So Guam and Virgin Islands will not have the ability to set up the shop, but they can do a contact card. Instead of the consultant locator, it's going to be called consultant connector. Remember where they can put your name in. Instead of 5 zip codes, it's going to be 2. However, it's going to do a big range, 10 to 50 miles in those ranges. Okay. Um, Before you had an easy ship. Now that's not going to be on there. It's no longer necessary. Guest checkout. It says change in name only. The functionality of making a purchase as a guest will remain the same. They still can shop and not tell you who they are. But, that's, it says already, it'll say the customer has the opportunity to choose already have a consultant to search for her personal beauty consultant if she has one. If not, they can, they'll just assign her to someone in the area, just like they do right now. Okay. It says in shop manager, you can choose if you want to be visible or not to customers who utilize the guest feature. I don't know why you wouldn't really. I'd put it on there. Who cares, right? Customer delivery service CDS. That's what they used to call it. It says beauty consultants must use their personal credit cards to place CDS orders. Now, what does that mean? I did want to talk about that. Let's say, my cousin calls me and says, I want to get, 4 perfumes and, 10 hand creams. And I have 2 perfumes and 5 hand creams. I don't have them in my inventory. So I need Mary Kay to ship it to him. So I can go to my shop, pull up my cousin or my customer, make she's in there, put her name, address, and phone number, and then I can ship it to them. But when I get ready to pay, I have to put in my credit card number instead of hers. So what Mary Kay is suggesting is that you collect the money. You do a receipt like you normally would on a piece of paper, okay? Invoice, whatever, and then you get their credit card number and you go to Stripe and you run their card. Okay? So then your money is in your checking account, right? Or it's on your prepaid Visa. And then you use your debit card to pay for the order, or you can use a credit card. Okay? So that's the biggest thing. You can't use someone else's credit card to send to do their order on this particular one. Okay? If you're doing CDS. Okay. So we've already gone over all that. October is going to be the final month. Just a reminder, the commissions are paid through ProPay. So, and you also want to complete the My Customers pre-work by the 31st. So get your direct deposit going if you're a recruiter so that you get that money. All right. In November, current personal website subscribers will have the access to the shop manager to set it up. I don't think it's starting in November. I'm kind of thinking December. It says late in the year. And it's not October, November, and I don't know how much later you can get the year than December. Okay. So the bottom line, plan ahead for parties and sales October. You should continue to work your Mary Kay business as you normally do. Like I say, we're not freaking out or panicking. Further information and instructions are going to be provided. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of overview of how it looks, what's fixing to happen. I see this as it's going to be different. There'll be some things that they go and probably tweak. I'm going to tell you that right now. And a matter of fact, if you have some real concerns, you can email Mary Kay right now, and they're taking all the emails. Bess Johnson told us this at Fall Retreat, that they're taking all the emails and they send them to the people that are doing it, and they're going through them all. And so if there's concerns you have, you can talk to them about it. Okay. So just mainly the couple things I said you need to do, like look at your My Customers and, and then make sure you have your social security number online already in that direct deposit. Okay. So, but it's going to be an exciting way. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to make good money. You get paid off the wholesale that people do as a recruiter, right? And so you might have people that you signed up that only ordered once a year. Maybe now that they get a 30% discount, they may order 3 or 4 or 5 times a year, right? You just don't know. So I see it as a positive change, and I hope you do too. And, here's the thing, whether you see it as positive or negative, it is happening. So you might as well embrace it and look at what a positive spin you can put on it, right? That's how I look at it because I'm a glass half full girl. Are y'all? Are you a glass half empty, right? So I know if you had no idea none of this was happening, that was a lot of information. But you can now go read and you can remember some of the things I said. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take questions. Now I want to say right now, I'm just a Mary Kay sales director that has done the research. And I have talked to the people in the company. I'm not Mary Kay. So I will answer your questions to the best of my ability from the information that I have right now. So if you have a question, go ahead and just in fact, why don't we do this? Let me look at my let me glance over here and I'm gonna maybe type your question in the chat. That might be good. And then let me just see if there's anything else that yeah, I don't see anything right now. So or you can just unmute and ask me a question.
So, Cleta, I have
Yeah.
a question.
Okay.
Um, so on CDS, that's usually when they are ordering online and we give them the option of pulling from our inventory and delivering it to them, correct?
Well, CDS is customer delivery service, and that's when Mary Kay ships it straight to them.
Okay. I confuse the two. I always confuse
Yeah.
CDS with Easy Ship.
Okay.
So,
Easy ship is when someone gets on your website and places an order and they don't register, you don't know who it is. They just do it and Mary Kay ships it. Okay.
okay.
That's the difference.
So both options will still be available then.
Yes, not the inventory, but the yeah, they can register and check out as a customer, and you can know who it is. We hope they do that so that we can, send them a postcard, thank them for the order. When I get a website order, I always text them and say, "Hey, Deborah, thank you so much. I got your website order. It's on the way." Because I want to give gold, gold star customer service, even though it's going directly to them. Okay.
Okay. And then the last question I have is, um, okay, at first I got confused with the active. So they have to, in order to get the 30%, if they're inactive, terminated, I forgot the third one.
Okay. If
Um, that order has to equal at least $450, which would automatically make them active to get the 30%.
okay, if it's under 450. If they go to the website and they're not active right now, and if it's under 450, they'll get 30% off. I mean, they'll get a
Okay.
30% commission. Okay, once they hit 450, even if it's combined orders on that last order that makes them be $450 retail. So let me just say it like this. Let's say you got 5 orders off your website and you're inactive. The first one's $100. So the consultant gets 30%. $30, right? The second one's $100. That's still 200 retail. So she got another $30. The third one's $100, 30%. That's still 30%. So she got another $30. Okay, the fourth one is $100. Well, that's $400 retail. It's not 450, so she got 30%. But the fourth one is $100. Well, that puts her at 500 retail for the month. This is for the month. So that fourth order will be 50% off. She will be active that month and the next 2 months and get 50% off.
Okay. How does that work for someone who's terminated though?
Same.
So when a consultant is terminated, basically they're dropped. They're not active. They're not.
Okay, let's talk about terminated. That's a term Mary Kay uses if they haven't ordered in 6 months. Okay.
Oh, not a year. Okay, they have a whole
So
year to
once
order.
it's been a
Okay.
whole year and they have not become active, just like right now, they're going to have to sign back up as a new beauty consultant.
Okay, that was okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Cleve,
I have a question, kind
Go
of
ahead.
along the CDS. So if I'm processing a CDS order for a customer who's out of state, it's always, CDS. So you know how right now when I process a CDS, I see the two totals, the consultant total and the customer total. So if I'm having to use my card, it will automatically do the consultant total. Even
Correct.
though I'm going to charge her card the retail, the customer total, CDS will automatically then be doing my total as a consultant. Is that right?
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. Because you're going to get the money from her in
Hmm.
advance, so you'll have the full money and then you'll go over there and then they're going to just charge your card. So you'll have to decide, you guys, all of us will have to decide about shipping, whether you're going to charge shipping or not charge shipping. And one of the things it talked about was that you can put a preference on shipping. Like right now, I have it if they order $75 or more, then it's free shipping. Okay. Some of you may just have free shipping for anything. That's up to you. So what you'll have to do if you're not doing free shipping, when you charge her card, like if she's at your party at your house and you're going to ship it that way, then you need to look and see what the shipping is so that you can charge her shipping too if you're going to charge it. Does that make sense? Because when they charge your card on CDS, they're going to charge for the wholesale and the shipping and the tax.
Okay. I just want to, yeah, make sure they weren't charging me retail value when it's like it's my
No,
car,
no,
even
because
though I would be charging her. So that makes sense.
yeah, that because then you wouldn't make any money.
Yeah.
We don't want that. Okay.
Hey, I have a question. Okay, so you know how like right now when if we decide to push it through on the website or let them push it through or whatever, there's a small fee that comes out of our thing for the ProPay processing fee. With Stripes, is there a processing fee?
Thank you for asking that. That is one question I don't know yet. I don't know if their fees are less than ProPay.
Okay.
I hope they are. Wouldn't that be great? I really don't know the answer to that. So I guess we'll find that out when it pops out.
Because I know that does make a difference, like especially when you're doing an order and
Well, anytime someone does a card, there's a fee. So yeah, you just don't know what it is.
I just didn't
Yeah.
know what if you had that on it.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I don't know yet. As soon as I find that, I'll let you know.
So basically, if they're at qualification where they're getting it 50% because they've already ordered enough, blah blah blah. Any order that pops on their website while they have the benefit of 50%, they automatically are getting 50% off of it.
If they're an active beauty consultant, they will get 50% commission.
Whether it's in
If
person
it's
or on the website,
yeah,
regardless.
so if it's a
Okay.
$500 order someone places on your My Shop, maybe they're buying $500 Christmas presents that day, boom, 250 is going to your account.
Yeah.
Ka-ching. We need something to go ka-ching every time we deposit. We need our bank account to be blowing up. Your bank's going to call you and go, I think there's been some fraud because you got a lot of money coming in this account. So anyway, but that's how it's going to work.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Hey, Cleta, this is Lucretia. I might have
Hey.
missed it.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, I'm not sure. When we do the PWS, we can send samples with the order. And if they go on with the swipe, it goes directly. I think I heard you say it goes directly to them. So
Yeah,
will
that's
we
a great question.
not
And
have
so
the opportunity to send a sample?
yeah, as far as I know, I'm going to say no, but they did say have something on there that said there will be some things that you can personalize like shipping and it said promotions. So it could be, I really don't know, Lucretia, till they come out. If it says, include this with, wouldn't that be great? Okay. So let's just knock on wood that they have a thing where we can include a lookbook with their order or whatever. So I don't know the answer to that, but it did say promotion, promotions. So we'll see if that just means like a discount, like if it's a special sale you're doing and everybody that orders that day gets 20% off or something, or if it's samples or something. So we'll have to see about that. That's a good question. Okay,
Hey,
anybody?
Cleta,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm Sharon. Right now, if they order on our website, we get a message on our email saying we have a website order. Will we get a message on our email if they go on My Shop and order something? Or how will we know for sure they ordered?
You know what? I would think I'm going to say yes. Because just like when we order off the website, like an inventory order, Mary Kay always sends us an email confirmation. So I'm going to say yes. I'm
Okay.
not 100%, I'm 99% on that one.
Okay.
But I would assume because every transaction usually is emailed to us, whether it's my MK Connection or personal website or inventory or whatever. So I mean, otherwise we just have to go look at our production every single day to see if somebody ordered right. So I'm pretty sure they would send an email.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have a question?
Yeah, so if it's a new person and they're filling out and they do go ahead and register and not try to order without us seeing who they are, that information is not automatically going to go into my customers. We're still going to have to physically
No.
take the information and put it into my customers.
No, it's going to go in there. If they register, it's going to go in there just like it does now. It's going to be in
Okay.
your customers. Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious on how that worked because that's where a lot of times, you put your follow up 2+2+2,
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
way you got that information. And I was like, okay, so that
That's
will follow through. Okay.
okay. Maureen?
I'm Mary Kay in Touch, and then my customers, the archived customers, I have a lot of archived customers. Are they going away if I don't get them out before October?
No,
Okay.
it said archived customers are going in. They are going to transfer the archived customers. So
Got it.
you'll get
Thank
those.
you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? I'm like Ask Siri. I'm Chat GPT.
Love it. We love it.
Okay, I'm going to go and stop the recording. Let me just say before I do, you know, just familiarize yourself with it and just try to do the few things for October and concentrate October and November on what we normally do, booking and holding parties, getting your holiday sales, your open houses set up, your Black Friday, and all the things. Because none of this is starting until December, probably. Okay. Um, well, I know it's not starting in October and December. So, I mean, October, November. So we're going to go on as usual with our business. But I do think it's good to be informed and know what's coming. And, it'll give us time to familiarize ourselves with it between now and then. And you don't know, between now and then, Mary Kay may, tweak it and do some different things with it. We don't know. Okay. I will say that Mary Kay told us at the top directors meeting that, or I don't know if they told us or it was on the video, but there's like 20 to 25% of new consultants that just sign up and never even engage and place an order. They never even get active period in a whole year. And so this is hopefully going to help people like that. And I'm just trusting and believing that it is going to. So in case you wondered, and then it will also stop anybody that maybe there's consultants that don't check their email and they had an order and it never got processed and never even went. Or even worse, which I know is none of y'all, that somebody ordered and or actually paid their consultant and they never got the stuff. So this will this will make it where you order on there, you gonna get your stuff. Okay? So